everybody, it's Matthew Rathbun, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Hopefully you will subscribe to watch this and other videos in the future. I do cut videos for real estate agents using technology and best practices to build their business. And this video is going to be fairly short compared to most of mine. It's going to be the marriage of AI and RPR, Realtor Property Resource. If you're not familiar with the NAR RPR resource tool, it is one of the best gifts that NAR has given us as realtors. And there are so many powerful things in here, and you can go up to learning in the top and figure it all out. But I just wanted to focus on one of the newest additions to this tool that has been kind of a wow factor in the classes I've been teaching all over. And I wanted to give a little bit of background about it. This is going to be a tool that'll help you create video scripts, blog posts, and a more fluid way, if you will, of building a dialogue about what's going on in your current marketplace. Look, there's lots of real estate agents putting a lot of content out there that frankly is negative and not true, and really their perspective, a perception of the marketplace as opposed to what the numbers really tell us. And it's more of a global number. And so there's lots of tools out there like Keeping Current Matters and others that will help you create videos about the market conditions. But this is the only one that's going to do it at a local level. Now, one of the things about ChatGPT or AI in general is that OpenAI, when they launched ChatGPT, gathered all the data they could and had the machine learning tools learn what they could up until September of 2021, which means if you go to ChatGPT now and ask it to write a blog post or a script or any type of content about your marketplace that you could provide to buyers and sellers in your guides or in social media content or a blog post, that it would not be accurate because the data was back from September of 2020 or November of 2021. It's not current here. I'm recording this in August 2023. The market is quite different now than it was then. And I want stuff for my local market. So RPR partnered with the data, with AI data, to create a really cool tool within RPR. So I've logged into my RPR account, and you can get there at narrpr.com. And then I'm going to go over here to research. When I click on research, I'm going to go to residential market trends. And when I go to residential market trends, it's going to ask me for a location. So I'm going to type in just a zip code here, and it lets me choose my marketplace. All right. And so now I've got my marketplace, and it's going to tell me about what it's a seller's market. It's going to tell me months of inventory, what the list versus sold price was. We're doing quite well. Not as good as we were not too long ago, but we're doing okay. So we're getting more than our asking price pretty consistently. Median days in the market are 7, average sales price 420. And you see all this data here, and there's charts, there's graphs, there's numbers. Honestly, there's a lot of numbers that most people never learn to interpret in pre-licensing and real estate classes, and just a lot of data. And I want a way to create this lot of data to simplify it in a meaningful way to give to my consumers. Now, what I'm going to do next is go over here to this button that says Create Script. And I'm going to click on Create Script. And when I do that, it's going to bring up a dialog box. And this is where we get to the AI. And you can notice this is all powered by ChatGPT. Again, remember that knowledge horizon was in the past. So what they're doing is taking the current data with the machine learning skills and benefits of the ChatGPT so that you get accurate and current information. Now, when you're writing a prompt for ChatGPT, which will be another video I'll do not in the not too distant future, there's a couple things that you want to start with. You want to tell it how it's acting. Well, in this case, it's acting as a real estate agent, creating data for consumer consumption about real estate statistics. And so it already knows what the task is. The next thing is we want to tell the ChatGPT system, what kind of output do we want? Do we want it to be positive? Do we want it to be professional? What do we want it to be? And then again, after that, the next thing you'll want to put in the prompt that you were designing is to who the core audience is, who should be listening to this. And then the final step is what output, what format is this going to be used for? And so again, in other videos, I'll talk about how to write a proper ChatGPT script or prompt. Here, it's done for you. They've really taken the art, if you will, of writing a good script for ChatGPT, and they have added dialogue boxes to make it easy. And so I'm going to choose my tone here. I'm a conversational person. I like being professional, talking between you and I as agents, but when I'm talking to consumers, I want it to be first person, and I want it to be in a dialogue or conversation. And in my audience, I typically focus on sellers. Buyers will come along. I don't work with them very often. I refer them. And so I'm going to focus on sellers for my content marketing. If you do buyers and sellers, it muddies the water a little bit about who the target audience is. And I think you get different content. You could do this task twice and have one video or blog post or dialogue for sellers and another for buyers. You can do it 3 times where you're trying to cover both bases. I'm going to focus on sellers here. And then it's going to ask, which output do you want? Do you want a video script? Do you want a social media campaign? Or do you just want to simply analyze the metrics so that you can speak to it better and more professionally, and or use this? And for me, analyze metrics is what I'm using to put in my buyer guides and in my seller guides that I am offering to the consumers. And so we're going to start here first with the create the video script. And it does take just a second to cook all of this. It is unique content. I've done this same settings, same zip code, same information over and over and over again. And I get a different script or campaign or metrics, well, similar numbers, but different way of presenting it every time, which I think is fantastic. And so now when you open this up, you're going to see the video script, and it's going to say, okay, you're going to be opening scene is you, the agent, sitting in front of a professional background with your logo displayed. And then it's going to tell you what you should say. Now, everything with AI, if you've taken any of my classes on AI, you hear me say this 1,000 times, this is merely a first draft. It may not be the way you speak. It may not be how you want to deliver information or who. You can edit this as you go. Now, if you marry the create video script with apps like Teleprompter Pro for the iPhone or the iPad, you could copy this over and you could read it on a teleprompter, or you can write it on a whiteboard behind your camera. Whatever your way of doing videos is up to you. But I'm going to take this and then I can copy it, or I can email it to myself or someone else. If I have a video production company who's coming to do video, I could send it ahead. I could copy it so I could edit it, put it into Teleprompter Pro or a Word document to tweak it or display it on the wall behind me. That's the other technique that I've seen people do is you can get those little itty bitty projectors. They project their script up on the wall behind the camera so they can see it. Whatever your thing is, go ahead. But you can see it. It tells you what graphics you may need that you can grab from RPR. You can take these screenshots here to add to your video, or you can find other things in Canva or whatever to add in here. It'll tell you where to put them in. It reminds me to smile, which I tend to not do when I'm talking about numbers, especially statistics. They're so much fun. I just love the smile so much. Anyway, so it'll give you even down to disclosure at the end that you want to have. And so this is a really good script. I'm scanning through it. I'd probably do this one just about verbatim. There's a couple things I would change a little bit just for more my personality. The other option, the next option is the social campaign. And so once I have, I'm going to get out of the video script, and unfortunately by clicking it off, it takes a second, but I'm going to edit this down in the video so you don't have to wait for that scrolly thing. I'm going to go over here to social campaign, and the social campaign is going to go ahead and again generate a unique script. And it does take a minute, but it's totally worth waiting because it's creating new content that is unique to you and not everybody else. And so here we go. Here's our campaign. We have 4 different posts here, and if you are taking my if you're watching my video on Canva and bulk content creation for Instagram and social, you could copy this into that and it would be awesome. I'll put a link to that down in the comments. In the description rather. So this says, attention Fredericksburg sellers. Did you know that current supply of homes in the market is lower than ever with only 1.53 months supply of inventory. It's a fantastic time to sell your home. And look at that. They've included hashtags for the area. I'd probably bump those up and add a few more that I knew were working, but it pulled a few that it thought may be relevant. It also shows you the emojis. And we do know that emojis trigger attention and engagement for your folks. And so this could be a LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. You'd want a graphic, of course, with it, some type of picture that helped. And then it shows you different types. Now, you could go an extra step. You could copy this into ChatGPT and say, give me more information and SEO content for it. But this is going to be perfectly good the way it is. And then the last step here is analyze metrics. And this is where you're going to get good content for a blog post. I personally would not make this the totality of that post. I would probably copy this to ChatGPT and say, rewrite with good SEO in the beginning of it, and then whatever else, and then add to it myself. Put a little flourish on it. But this comes out to be a very professional. Remember, I've had a conversational tone, but it's a very professional blog post. Or you could just copy this into Facebook or Instagram. Facebook is probably not the best place for a long form like this, whereas LinkedIn probably would be better, but it is local content for you. And so that's it. It's super simple. It's right there for you. It's 3 clicks and you're done, and you're going to have some killer content to at least get started. And then you can add and edit as you wish, post where you wish, and get the attention of consumers for your local market content, as opposed to broad market stuff that nobody needs to know about or care about because they want to know about their home at the moment. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below or reach out to me on my website, and I'd be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great day.